Hi, my name's Wyatt. I'm the Education Director and the Product Manager at Beadalon. Today I'm going to be telling you about the various types of artistic wire and Beadalon German style wire, how to use them and why to use them. This is an exclusive video just for you. Artistic wire is a very soft copper core wire. It comes in a multitude of colors. It's very easy to bend. You notice here I can just kind of flip this around and you can do fun little doodads. It's not the strongest wire because it's dead soft. So if you're doing some wire wrapping, you can do things like this and you can get it nice and tight. But it's really not the look you want if you're going to be doing other types of wire wrapping. A lot of people do use this though. It's a great practice wire. It's really good to be able to understand how the soft wire and the hard wires work differently from one another. As you work on making a loop or doing the other things that you want to do with it, you'll find that this wire is a little bit on the mushy side. So it makes it harder to get these wraps nice and tight. You have to always go back and squeeze it, and you can take a chance on scarring the wire. But this wire has lots of great purposes. It's really good to wrap around other wires. If you want to match ear wires, you can make an ear wire and then wrap this around, and it does great things. The color is what is the real key here, and then of course there's all the different gauges from 32 gauge, which is very small, down to I believe 18 gauge and even heavier. So there's many different diameters, tons of colors. Really fun wire, good practice wire because it's not quite as expensive as the others. Then we get into the German style wire. What we mean with German style is that it's it's still a copper core wire in most cases. It's been hardened. They take it through dyes and it makes it harder. So a harder wire is going to hold shape much better. And the German style wire comes in round. It comes in the fancy round. This is two wires twisted together and then pulled back through a die to get that sparkly finish that you see here. We also have the square wire, which is of course a wire that's square. And we also have the fancy square, that is three wires twisted and then pulled back through a die to make it back into square. And this gives great look for wire wrapped projects. Then we have half round wire, and half round wire is used to band onto the square wire to hold the square wire together so that you can do structural things such as this wire wrapped cabochon. The German style wire predominantly comes in silver, the hematite color, and also an antique brass color, as well as coming in the non-tarnished brass. So the brass is a solid brass wire. So this wire has a little bit more temper than the other wire. All of the wires will have a hardness scale on it. It sort of shows you where your wire is. The artistic wire is on the very softest end of the hardness scale. And next would come the German style copper, which is going to be your antique brass, hematite, and silver plate. Then half hard sterling is actually just a little bit harder than the German style copper wire. So half hard sterling is here. Again, if you wanted to do some practicing, start with the dead soft, move to the German style. Obviously, if you use sterling wire, you get more labor. Because when you're selling a piece for more, if the wire costs 10 times as much as the copper wire does, then of course your labor, you can move that up as well. Gold filled comes right after sterling. It's just a little bit harder than the silver. And then the non-tarnished brass is even harder. Then the 316L stainless steel, which also comes in square and half round and round wire, that's very much harder. And then the full hard is not normally usable for jewelry purposes unless you need something really structural. So dead soft to full hard, and most of these are going to fall in the medium area. Being able to make a loop and have the wire stay where it is very important in wire wrapping. So you want these to be able to wrap around and not splay back so much or not be too loose, as in the case with the artistic wire. As you learn how to work the wire and get better at it, you'll see and really feel the difference that the harder wires will do for you. And that's pretty much all about the hardness of the wires.